Act 1. The Butcher's Domain. In the landscape of the Third Reich, power was measured by ruthlessness. But even among the fanatical inner circle of Adolf Hitler, one man stood out for his cold, mathematical approach to mass murder. SS Obergruppenführer Reinhard Heydrich. He was the head of the Reich Security Main Office, the direct chief of the Gestapo, and the man who, just months earlier at the Wannsee conference, had finalized the logistics for the final solution. In September 1941, Hitler appointed him Reich Protector of Bohemia and Moravia. His mandate? Crush the Czech resistance and exploit the region's massive arms factories for the Nazi war machine. He did it with terrifying speed. Within days, hundreds of intellectuals, labor leaders, and suspected partisans were executed. The locals called him the Hangman of Prague. The British intelligence community viewed him as the most dangerous man in Europe. But Heydrich possessed a catastrophic flaw common among tyrants: absolute arrogance. He believed the local population was so thoroughly broken that they posed no threat to him. He lived in a country villa in Panenské Břežany and commuted daily into the Prague castle. He routinely rode in the front seat of an open-top, unarmored green Mercedes-Benz 320, accompanied only by his driver, SS Oberscharführer Johannes Klein. No escort, no convoy. To the Special Operations Executive, Britain's wartime covert espionage unit, this arrogance was a glaring security vulnerability. In late 1941, under the direction of the Czech government in exile, led by Edvard Beneš, a hyper-secret mission was initiated, Operation Anthropoid. The operatives chosen were Josef Gabčík, a Slovak, and Jan Kubiš, a Czech. They were trained in Scotland in the brutal arts of silent killing, demolition, and urban evasion. On the night of December 28, 1941, a British Halifax bomber dropped them through a freezing sky into the dark heart of the Protectorate. Their mission was simple to state, yet nearly impossible to survive: eliminate Reinhard Heydrich. Act 2. Reconnaissance and the Yam. For 5 months, Gabčík and Kubiš lived a paranoid underground existence in Prague, aided by a fragile network of local resistance families who risked the execution of their entire lineages just by offering a spare bed. The operatives conducted meticulous reconnaissance. They tracked Heydrich's unpredictable schedule, mapping every route, counting his guards, looking for the perfect choke point. They found it in the suburb of Lieben, on a sharp, tight hairpin turn, where Kirchmayerova Street met Powoltawska Street. Because the turn was so severe, Heydrich's driver would be forced to slow the heavy Mercedes down to a near crawl, less than 10 miles per hour. It was the perfect kill zone. May 27th, 1942. The morning sun burns through the Prague fog. Heydrich is late, delaying the tension to a breaking point. Suddenly a flash of light. Up the hill, Valchik catches the sun with his pocket mirror. The open-top Mercedes is coming. The car hits the curve. Driver Johannes Klein brakes hard. The tyres squeak against the asphalt. Josef Gabčík drops his coat, steps directly into the path of the vehicle, and raises a British-issued Sten Mk2 submachine gun. He aims directly at Heydrich's chest, barely 10 feet away. He pulls the trigger. Nothing. The weapon jams. A technical malfunction that would alter European history. The Sten gun, infamous for its cheap production and tendency to misfeed, has failed at the ultimate moment. For one agonizing second, time freezes. Heydrich looks directly into the eyes of his assassin. Instead of ordering his driver to floor the accelerator and escape the ambush, Heydrich's pride betrays him. He stands up in the seat, draws his Luger pistol, and shouts at Klein to stop the car. He wants to capture the partisan himself. Seeing the plan disintegrate, Jan Kubiš steps forward from the sidewalk. He doesn't have another gun. He reaches into his briefcase and hurls a highly modified Type 73 anti-tank grenade. He doesn't throw it into the car. He aims for the rear wheel. Act 3. The septic shock. The blast is devastating. It shatters the windows of a passing tram, blinding Kubish with shrapnel to his face. The Mercedes is torn open, its rear right side panel pulverized. Yet through the smoke, Heydrich and Klein climb out of the wreckage, weapons drawn. Heydrich fires wildly at the fleeing operatives before collapsing against the hood of the car, clutching his side. The assassins scatter into the labyrinth of Prague, believing they have failed. Heydrich is still breathing. He is transported to the nearby Bulovka hospital in a delivery truck, refusing to be touched by any doctor who isn't German. An X-ray reveals a horrific internal injury. The grenade blast didn't send metal into Heydrich's vital organs. Instead, the force of the explosion drove fragments of the car's horsehair upholstery and the coarse wool of his own uniform deep into his thoracic cavity, embedding them in his spleen. Professor Walter Dick, a German surgeon, operates immediately, cleaning out the debris. For a few days, Heydrich appears to recover. On June 2nd, he even sits up and eats a meal. But beneath the stitches, an invisible executioner is at work. The horsehair was teeming with bacteria. Septicemia, blood poisoning, sets in. Without penicillin, which the Germans do not possess, his organs begin to shut down, one by one. On June 4th, 1942, Reinhard Heydrich dies in agony. The resistance had not shot him, nor blown him to pieces. They had delivered a microscopic death sentence. Act 4. Terror and Betrayal. The reaction from Berlin is an explosion of feral rage. Hitler orders immediate, indiscriminate slaughter to avenge his favourite commander. A state of emergency is declared across the Protectorate. On a vague, completely false tip connecting the assassins to the small mining village of Lidice, the Nazi state executes one of the most notorious war crimes of the era. On June 10th, all 173 adult men in the village are lined up against a mattress-covered wall and shot. The women are deported to Ravensbrück concentration camp. The children are either gassed or given to SS families for Germanization. Every building in Lidice is burned, dynamited, and leveled. The Nazis literally bulldozed the rubble, changed the course of the local river, and removed the village from official maps. It was a clear psychological warning to the people of Prague. Surrender the assassins, or the entire nation will bleed out. The psychological pressure breaks the resistance from within. For 3 weeks, Gabčík, Kubiš, and 5 other parachutists are hidden by the Eastern Orthodox Church in the subterranean crypt of the Saints Cyril and Methodius Cathedral in central Prague. They are safe, but the city around them is turning into a slaughterhouse. The Gestapo offers an immense reward, 10 million Reichsmarks and full amnesty. It is a fellow Czechoslovak parachutist, Karel Čurda, who breaks. Terrified for his own family and lured by the fortune, Čurda walks into the Gestapo headquarters in Prague. He hands over the names of the safe houses, the couriers, and the families who provided shelter. Under unspeakable torture, including being shown his mother's severed head in a fish tank, a young resistance courier named Ata Moravec finally reveals the ultimate secret. The parachutists are hiding in the church. Act 5. The Crypt. At 4:15 a.m. on June 18th, 1942, 700 Waffen-SS troops, under the command of Brigadier General Karl von Treuenfeld, surround the St. Cyril and Methodius Cathedral. The battle begins in the prayer loft. For 2 hours, Jan Kubiš and 2 others hold off waves of SS troops with small arms fire until they are mortally wounded by grenades. The remaining 4 operatives, including Joseph Gabčík, retreat deep into the stone crypt below. The only access point is a small ventilation slot facing the street and a narrow hatch inside the church. The SS try to storm the hatch. They are beaten back by precise pistol fire. They try to smoke them out with tear gas. The operatives throw the canisters back into the street. Frustrated, the Germans call in the Prague Fire Brigade. They shove heavy canvas fire hoses through the ventilation slot, turning the crypt into a rising, freezing tomb. Inside the dark, waist-deep water, their ammunition down to the final single clips, the operatives refuse to surrender. They know what awaits them in the Gestapo torture chambers. From the darkness of the crypt, shouting rises above the sound of rushing water. "We will not surrender, never!" 4 distinct gunshots echo through the stone basement. Gabčík and his comrades use their final bullets on themselves, choosing a soldier's death over a Nazi noose. Operation Anthropoid remains the only successful government-sponsored assassination of a top-tier Nazi leader during World War II. It shattered the myth of SS invincibility and forced the Allies to officially declare the Munich Agreement null and void, guaranteeing the post-war independence of Czechoslovakia. But its price was written in the ash of destroyed villages and the blood of patriots. A masterclass in covert execution, sealed in absolute betrayal and finalized in the dark waters of a Prague crypt.